Hello, seventh graders. In the Creeks and the Chickasaws, you will be reading Adapted Fables. Okay, as you pull up your PDF file on the Town and Country page, on Mrs. Culp's page, you will see your adapted fables that you can read. Okay, here is the beginning page. It has some artwork. Okay, there are some different animals if you notice. Okay, so our story must be about animals. We're going to use those clues to figure out what we're going to be reading about. Okay, and it tells about the author or the illustrator right here of all of those paintings. And then we're going to be reading The Lion and the Rat and The Pigeon and the Ant. So it is two separate stories. So I wanted you to know that they are put together in this section. So be aware that it is two different stories. Now, words to know. This section is about both. It's about both of those stories. Okay. Fable, very short story, usually with animal characters that teaches lessons. Okay, so you need to know that word. Theme, the main idea of a novel, story, poem, or play. You need to know that as well. That's the main idea. Here is your section of vocabulary: nod, blade, crossbow. There may be a few others in there that I'll pull from the text. Those are the three main vocabulary words that I want you to know for this section. Before you start reading The Lion and the Rat, you should read this section, okay? If it's italicized, the words are slanted, then that gives you some information, okay? There's a saying that one good turn deserves another. In the following two fables, a lion and a pigeon are rewarded for their acts of kindness. Okay, so now we're going to read about the lion and the rat. Now, as you read, okay, you'll read your sections. You'll have annotations to the side. Those are notes. Those are very important that you go and read those after you've read your text. Okay, it says the lion is called King of Beasts. Well, it says King of Beasts in the text. So it's asking you to make sure you know what that means, because those are going to be in the questions that I give you for your assignment this week. So it's helpful to use not only the text, but the notes, those annotations at the side. Okay, there's a lion piece of artwork. It's an illustration, tells it's an unknown artist, okay? An angry king of beasts. All right, and then there's some more text about the lion and the rat, and then it talks about the theme. What's the theme in this fable? And then at the bottom there is the rat, and it tells some information about him. So usually if the text at the side has anything to do with the illustrations, it's going to have an arrow pointing to it. That's a big clue. Okay, so it's very short, but I want you to read these and understand them. So I wanted you to point out that there's two separate. The next story is The Pigeon and the Ant. Okay, you will read the text. Here's your illustration information. It's pointing down here to the pigeon. I see some bolded words. That's your vocabulary words. Okay, same here. Here's a vocabulary word. And here is some annotations. Your notes are at the side. And then it looks like there's some more illustrations down here. And this has to do with the ant, the drawing of the ant. Okay. At the very bottom, please read this section, the fable, the first short story. They've been around for 2,000 years. They're still popular. Okay. It's a short story, basically. It has a plot, has a conflict. There's a main idea of something going on and something happening. Remember, we have a problem and a solution. Okay, and it's usually about animals. The characters are usually animals in fables. They talk like people. They show the good side of human nature and the bad side of human nature. Okay, and it always ends in a moral, which is the lesson that it's about the best way to act. And then the stories are from Aesop's fables, written a long time ago in Greece. He lived in 600 BC. Remember, we talked about how people live hundreds and thousands of years ago. So his stories are known and loved by people of all ages. This author, Jean de La Fontaine, is the author of The Lion and the Rat and the Pigeon and the Ant, and he retold those Aesop fables during the 17th century. So that's during the 1600s, and they're still taught today. So I wanted you to have these to enjoy, and please read them carefully because you'll need them for your questions and your assignment for me this week. All right, enjoy it. Bye.